I had read that it took a little bit of convincing for you to be a part of this. I'd imagine it's every actor's dream. So, what was it that convinced you?
I know that's what people are saying. It just took a phone call. I talked with the director, and she kind of Kate kind of explained the whole series to me, and it was really her kind of describing the character and the dynamic between Loki and Mobius, and it just sounded like something that could be interesting and that I could maybe contribute to.
What was your reaction to the gray hair?
That actually was my idea, I think, to have that sort of, that kind of look. And Kate was open to it, and they kind of, experimented with it. I think they always had me having a mustache, but then little things like that, even sort of the, putting on the TVA suit and everything, just help you to feel sort of different and, make it easier when you're playing the character.
Since you're new to the superhero world, did you have to go through some sort of boot camp? Did you have to be sat down and watch 4.5 days straight of Marvel Avengers? What did you have to do to prepare for this?
Yes, there was an indoctrination period, and my instructor was Tom Hiddleston, the Loki lectures, Loki school. But actually, it was sort of before we started filming, spending a couple days with Tom, and he really did, in such a sort of generous, kind way, kind of walk me through the whole sort of mythology and, kind of explain his characters and, let me ask questions. And, like any good teacher, he could see when I was kind of fading, and it'd say, okay, well, why don't we pick up here tomorrow? And, by the end of it, I had sort of, you know, not only did I have an understanding, but also I think it helped when Tom and I started to play scenes together, having, being able sometimes to access some of those notes I had taken listening to him talk about Loki.
I'm imagining you scribbling down in like an old spiral notebook.
Yes, you've got it. You're there.
I'm thinking for the past 10 years, the bromance of Marvel has been Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston. All of a sudden, Owen Wilson comes in here. Are you taking over for this bromance?
I am. That's a good way. I mean, there's no other way to put it. No, I think it's, I mean, they literally are brothers. With us, it's sort of, I kind of need him for something, he needs me for something. So, it's always a little bit of a chess match between us, and trying to sort of get the upper hand. And the fact that I have kind of the weight of the TVA, and I know the timeline, that sometimes can help keep me a step or two ahead of him. But it's tough to stay a step or two ahead of the god of mischief.
Very accurate. Now I have to ask you, because we're all so excited about this. Wedding Crashers 2 was just announced. What are you most excited about to get back to in that character?
Well, it's we're trying to figure it out right now, and I know that David Dobkin has been working on it, and Vince and I have had fun talking a little bit. But it's really just people really, connected with the first movie and really responded to it. So I think for all of us, it's if we're able to come up with a story that we think has a chance to be really good, then maybe we'll do it.
Is there like a dream cast that you want? Because I'm thinking about the first movie. You guys basically discovered Bradley Cooper for all of us, and I'm very grateful for that. Um, is he coming back, or do you have somebody that you want to like grab Lady Gaga in there? Is there a dream?
True. And we did have, and that's a credit to David Dobkin, kind of, all the great people that were in that movie. Bradley and Rachel and Isla, and of course Will. Yeah, we had a Christopher Walken. We had a great cast.
15 years ago at the premiere, you told us that you and Vince actually crashed like a politician's dinner or something during filming for the first one. Have you crashed anything since? And do you get phone calls all the time of people just asking you to crash their wedding?
I do have people sometimes say that if, they see me, even someone will say it at a restaurant, like, oh, you're crashing the restaurant. I'm like, well, no, I think it's pretty open to anyone, but people just like to work that in.
Any chance they can get. Now, completely get that. I'm very excited for that. And then another one, this is a personal favorite of mine, Bottle Rocket turning 25. Thinking about when that was made, Polly Platt had said, I just watched a short film and two major celebrities were born and a director that you've never seen before is going to break out into the scene. So tell me what it was like back then. And just thinking of 25 years in Hollywood, what has been the biggest change in your life?
Gosh, well, just you mentioned Polly Platt. I mean, she was so helpful in sort of getting that off the ground. And, sadly, she's no longer with us. So you think a little bit about the passage of time and, all the great people that kind of helped us. And that was kind of fun when I was working on Wes's last movie, The French Dispatch, is showing up and seeing, Bob Yeoman, who shot Bottle Rocket, and just people that have, worked with Wes for, so many years, and, that feel like family at this point.
What has been one lesson that you've learned in all this time that you've
Gosh, there's so many lessons, but I think patience is a big one, and trying not to be judgmental, sort of letting things kind of happen. But I think not being judgmental is a very hopeful way to be with people and with situations and things.